Ile maneno tunataka kupanga, kwanza tunataka ihusishe kila mtu.
Na wajue the mother of all demonstrations will be on the 25th.
Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto is on high alert and State House is in panic mode. Will they be able to thwart attempts to overthrow the government in June? That is the question. Because there's something which James Orengo said during their rally in Nakuru. Just listening to James Orengo very keenly, pay very close attention to what he's trying to say.
Wamekubali Kasongo asiende mpaka 2027. Nasema hivyo kwa sababu 25th of June is coming. Wangapi wanakumbuka 25th of June? Gen Z walipoteza maisha. They lost their lives for this country. So sisi kama Linda Mwananchi, on the 24th, 25th and 26th of June, I'm asking you from Nakuru, let us make this country ungovernable from 24th, 25th, 26th. And that has happened before. Nina hakika ya kwamba the next government in this country will be formed by Linda Mwananchi. Wangapi wamekubali Linda Mwananchi inaanza kuongoza?
When James Orengo made those statements, most people thought that James Orengo was just speaking because he's used to protest. But today I listened to Kalonzo Musyoka. Listening to Kalonzo Musyoka very closely because Kalonzo Musyoka is normally very careful. But now listen to Kalonzo Musyoka.
Na wajue the mother of all demonstrations will be on the 25th of June mwaka huu. Kuadhimisha ile siku Ruto aliamrisha watoto wa Kenya wauawe. Wakauawa kwa bunge, mmoja anapigwa kutoka juu ya bunge na sniper. Watoto wakauawa, tulienda kuangalieni kwa mochari na tukaona mambo magumu sana. Siku hiyo 25th of June, mimi binafsi nimetangaza itakuwa always, tukichukua alternative government tutaiadhimisha kama public holiday, kukumbuka vile vijana wa Kenya walimwaga damu for nothing, kwa kusema wataki nchi yao ipelekwe kama vile Rigathi anasema kama baiskeli ya kuibiwa.
So which means there's a plan. But now the truthful men, Rigathi Gachagua, let the cat out. Listening to Rigathi Gachagua, because in this video I want to ask a few questions and why this June protest is significant and why William Ruto must be very careful.
Nimeona gazeti ya Kasongo naitwa Star inaandika ati jana kulikuwa maandamano, Rigathi, Kalonzo hawakuonekana. Sisi bado tangaza maandamano. Mlisikia tukitangaza? Sisi tunapanga maandamano. Na ile maandamano tunapanga sio ile Kasongo amezoea ati ya siku mbili watu wanarudi. Ile maneno tunataka kupanga, kwanza tunataka ihusishe kila mtu. Tutafutane na watu ya Linda Mwananchi, tutafutane na Gen Z, tutafutane na United Opposition, tutafutane na Wakenya, tupange vizuri. Number 2, hatutaki tu kuongea mambo ya mafuta. Hii maandamano kwa sababu itakuwa kali, we must put all the issues. Mambo ya mafuta, mambo ya ABC, mambo ya vitambulisho, mambo ya wizi. Na nikwambie Kasongo, wewe ulizoea Raila anafanya maandamano, unaita unamwingisha kwa serikali, maandamano inaisha. Ile itakuja hakuna mtu utaita atuingize kwa serikali. Ile maandamano inakuja, the demands we make will be met. Akina Murkomen, hii watu ya guns lazima wakwende. Hiyo maneno itakuwa hapo ndani. Mambo ya mafuta lazima. Mambo ya IBC lazima. Hao watu ya vitambulisho wanapeana vitambulisho haraka haraka kwa Ruto huko kwao Rift Valley. Hapa Ukambani mnangoja mwezi 5. Huko Mlimani tunangoja mwezi 7. Hiyo maneno yote, all those demands will be packaged as one. Na ile maandamano itakuwa Kasongo. Hata kama itaenda mwezi mmoja, you will have to do what we are demanding. I don't imagine ni hilo likuwa napanga hapo na Raila. Ati Raila anafanya siku 2 3, mnaenda mnaketi, unamuingiza ndani ya serikali, maneno yanaisha. Please, you are dealing with different characters. These are different characters. Kwanza hii kijana naongea mtoto ya Maumau.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's something I keep on saying on this platform, that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happen for the sake of it. There is no way James Orengo can speak the way he spoke, just like that. Then Kalonzo Musyoka comes with the same narrative, and then Rigathi Gachagua also coming with the same narrative. It means that narrative was crafted somewhere and is actually intended to achieve certain political objectives. I want us to analyze it. But first of all, let me ask you these 2 or 3 questions before I dive deep into the topic. Number 1, what will these guys do on that day? Because we know that on the 24th day of June 2024, the Gen Zs stormed Parliament, and their intention was to occupy the State House. Remember how William Ruto was evacuated from State House. At the end of the day, they were able to defile Parliament. The truth is, based on what Rigathi is saying, and what Kalonzo is saying, and what Orengo said, occupying State House could be their top priority. But will they achieve it? My second question, will they be able to rally the Gen Zs across the country? Because remember, the June 24th Gen Z protest was triggered by the finance bill. ODM had made a lot of noise about that finance bill. Their MPs made a lot of noise in Parliament. They were kicked out. Then the Gen Zs said, this thing is not going to go this way. They told Baba, we ka kando. Wewe ka kando. Let us deal with these guys. Then from nowhere, stories started emerging that, the protests were hijacked. But the question is, will they now be able to rally the Gen Zs? Because the Gen Zs, one thing they've been saying is that they don't want someone to lead them. They are tribalist, and there are very many lessons there. So let us wait and see whether Kalonzo, Rigathi, and Linda Wananchi will be able to rally the Gen Zs, or whether the Gen Zs will actually accept to play balls with them. The third question which I want to ask before I dive deep into this topic, will ODM supporters join this, especially the Uhuru camp? Those who Raila left in government, will they join the demonstrations called by Rigathi Gachagua? Because if they will join, then I think the entire country is going to be paralyzed. But let us now focus on the objectives which these guys intend to achieve on the 25th day of June 2026. Number 1, you see, by June next year, it will be just a few months to elections. 1 year and a few months to elections, And it's going to be critical for them. Because what the opposition are looking for, they're looking for a momentum. And I know that by June, if they'll be able to get that momentum, then they can use that momentum to remove William Ruto out of office. And the reason why they want to bring on board the Gen Zs, I think they'll use that momentum to identify a leader. Because the truth is, a leader must always emerge. And these are the circumstances where a leader is going to emerge. So the Gen Zs Matiang'i, Kalonzo, Rigathi, Orengo, all those guys will go to the streets. The cowards will not go to the streets. So if you know anybody in the united opposition or in the Linda group, Linda Wananchi, who will not be part of this demonstration, they'll be removed. Yeah? And then a leader will emerge. So they'll maintain that momentum up to the next election. And that's why the success of this demonstration is going to be key. But will they be allowed to be successful? So that's the first objective. They are looking for momentum for 2027. Number two, each political player in the Republic of Kenya today is looking for the Gen Z support. Kalonzo Musyoka has really tried to win the support of the young people from the protest up to now, from 2024, but it's not been able to. Rigathi has won the Gen Zs, but majorly from the mountain. Linda Group is kind of the Gen Z party. I'm sorry, not Linda Group. Linda Wananchi is probably the Gen Z party. Yeah. So the question is, will the Gen Zs agree to be part of this politics now in June? So if they will agree and team up with these guys, then you can be rest assured that the young people will vote against President Ruto. But if they'll say no, then that's going to be red flag for this group. Because there's also this question of Gen Zs are also coming from somewhere, that the Gen Zs in Kisumu who are supporting Uhuru will not allow themselves to go, for example, for these demonstrations. So, but whoever will win the Gen Zs during this protest is going to emerge the next president, because ultimately a lot of things are going to happen and will motivate the Gen Zs to even register more as voters and even wake up and take charge. So that is their intention, to try and win the support of the young people. Do you think William Ruto is seated somewhere waiting for them to do that? Just asking. Number three, and I think this is one thing they've thought so well, they want to gauge their anti-rigging machine, their army. Because there's a strong feeling that if the opposition were to front a single presidential candidate, then that candidate will easily defeat Ruto. But there's always been the fear of rigging, that William Ruto managed to defeat Raila and defeat Uhuru together. When Raila had the people, Uhuru had the deep state. And therefore we understand the game of rigging. But these guys are saying on 24th of June, we want to go to the streets. We want to test our army, whether they are ready, whether they can go to the streets. Because if the elections will be rigged, someone will have to go to the street. But they have to test it right now. Number four, I also tend to think that the main intention is really to try and test whether they have the capacity and the ability to paralyze the country. Just like Raila Odinga would call public holiday. The government would issue a statement, it can't happen. The next day, people don't go to work, people are at their houses, you see police everywhere. They want to see if they can actually paralyze the country. If this protest will succeed, then the opposition, I can confirm, is ready to send William Ruto home. And lastly, sympathy. You know, the government will try to apply force. Several people will be hurt. At the end of the day, the rage against the government is going to be high. The sympathy towards this team is going to rise. And we are in politics, and politics is a dirty game. So that will aid them. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee McGinn. Do you support the protest? Let me know in the comment section. Bye-bye.